Tate dead after being murdered by CAIN Dingle and Graham Foster. Actor Ned Porteous reacts to his shock on-screen slaughter. After a tumultuous week of stomach-churning twists and turns, Emmerdale have just had their greatest tragedy of all as Tate's reign as King of Home Farm reaches a blood-pouring end. With Queen villain Tate returning to the village from her prison cell, a shock exposing took place as acidic Kim revealed to the whole village that duplicitous Joe is a fake millionaire and his vast fortunes and home were in fact all stolen from her. Reconnecting with previous Flame and Joe's father figure Graham Foster, a deadly game of cat and mouse began. As the foreshadowing masquerade ball took place and Joe prepared to secretly marry his true love Debbie Dingle, an unforgiving Kim was unable to let go of the fact that Joe tried to steal her ill-gotten money and leave her penniless. Ordering her first kill, the bloodthirsty Heartstopper instructed yes man Graham to do away with his surrogate son for good, or she will hire a hitman to do the job. As Joe jilted Debbie at the altar to go on the run from his killer ex-stepmom after a tip-off from side-switching Graham, he was unable to pry himself away from his loved ones in the village and made a fatal error by making his unwelcome return. Soon another chilling event takes place as Kim's face dropped in shock, and a second later her body was seen falling from above as she was viciously shoved down the stairs to her death by a mystery would-be assassin. As the police swarm over the blood-soaked private estate, a furious CAIN Dingle is so enraged about his daughter being left jilted and humiliated that he punches a newly returned and apologetic Joe. Tumbling backwards and dropping to the ground, his head smacks onto a large rock, with witness Graham checking his neck pulse and announcing the youthful fraud is dead. As a disbelieving CAIN runs from the scene of the slaying, Graham promises to deal with Joe's unlawful burial, only for his finger to twitch once he is placed in the automatic boot of ghastly Graham's car. Driving past Kim's ambulance, it is clear that Graham's final chance to save his best friend has been verbally declined. As Joe's broken and weak body is driven to his death at the viaduct with Big G's well-used gun, the aftermath sees the bludgeoning butler crying and roaring with rage from the tragedy as the usually emotionless Graham breaks down in the private solitude of his murder wagon. Actor Ned Porteous said to Metro of his character's shock and gruesome exit, "Yes, and such a lot happened in those last episodes. You saw CAIN strike Joe to the ground. Joe took a very serious wound to the head and it initially appeared he was dead. Graham appeared to think so too, up until that pinnacle moment when his finger twitched in the car, so that blow to the head on the rock didn't actually kill him. However, Graham knew he had to get rid of Joe. It looks like he was the one that ultimately ended Joe, but CAIN unwittingly thinks it was him who killed him. So will CAIN take the fall for it? It was tremendously exciting filming all of this last bit to the story, as there had been a lot of build-up to this point. We knew the course of this storyline for a good deal of weeks beforehand, so we had a lot of time to emotionally prepare for what was going on in the scripts. But I think I personally just focused on the work and concentrated on just producing some really good final scenes. I don't suppose I really had thought too much about the fact I was actually going to be leaving, and maybe I wasn't quite emotionally prepared, but everyone was just so bloody lovely on my last day, so it was a little emotional. I want to move back to London and I want to do a bit of traveling. I haven't had a holiday for a very long time, so I'm desperate first to get out to America. I've got management out there, so I want to try my hand with the American casting system and then go on a little holiday. I think I will turn my phone off, go climbing, go camping, go fishing. Due to the last couple of days being spent working away on location, I didn't have time to organize it. I ended up just filming the scenes, then saying my goodbyes to everyone. I then moved my stuff and moved down to London. Asked for his favorite moment on the show, Ned said, without sounding cheesy, "There are so many. I suppose the most memorable are when we had the opportunity to do something so different. One of the most memorable was when we did the quarry cliff stunt out at Chorley. That was 2 amazing days as it felt really different. We were away from normal Emmerdale and were out on location. We were all staying together at a hotel and it felt like we were all on a sort of action-filled school trip. That was so much fun. It has been amazing to film things like that. Is Joe really dead and gone for good? Will Graham tell CAIN the truth that he didn't kill Joe? Will CAIN go to prison for a crime he didn't commit? Will Debbie and Sarah ever find out Joe didn't abandon them? Will Kim survive? Thanks for watching SoapBuster, YouTube's daily soap news and spoilers show. Subscribe below for the next episode.